Dealing with women is probably one of the most difficult things for men who haven't gone their own way. It's very likely that they will lead you down the path of poverty and destitute if you aren't careful. To combat this, men had to come up with ways of identifying the women who were more likely to cause chaos and turmoil in their lives, which led to men looking for signs, or what we now refer to as red flags to eye, unfortunately. Due to our biology and lustful nature, we frequently ignore the warning signs that a woman is a toxic and dangerous person and continue regardless, only to discover the hard way later that could have temporary or permanent repercussions. For instance, a woman could be in these streets and be very careless with her body with every and anybody, and you see this happening in real time. If you look closely, she said, you might discover that the girl with the tattoos is a better human being than the girl who appears to be virtuous and good. However, the girl with the tattoo may be a ride or die, and the other girl is a big 304, so it's difficult to tell which traits a woman exhibits that auto-identify her as a big. Okay, let's get started. I have a grandmother that looks like this, and trust me when I say that she can be a pain in the butt. That is definitely an understatement. This is red flag number 1 that all males must avoid. If you choose to be with a woman like this, you will never have peace and quiet in your own down home, because on top of everything else, these women cannot stop bugging you about all the silly things you did or didn't do. Like you go. It doesn't matter if she is a ride or die chick, if every day you have to be fighting and going back and forth the stress you will have to endure daily will kill you sooner or later. So keep that in mind. This is the caveat of the situation. Women who love to argue and annoy men do not make good long-term partners. While you and I might despise a woman with this bad character trait, some men actually love drama and women like this because it gives them an excuse to argue and have heart-pounding bedroom fun. Therefore, while it depends on who you are as an individual, my advice is to run and run fast because, based on what I've seen, red flag number 2 that all men must avoid is the born-again Christian. This kind of woman is among the most deceitful because she conceals her past while living under God's protection. To explain, many women were living lives of sin before deciding to worship and dedicate their lives to God. However, after being born again and having her sins forgiven because God saved her, she will assert that her past doesn't matter and that only God can judge her relationships with men. If you ever hear either of these two lines, immediately flee to the hills and turn around. This woman might have been an unemployed prostitute. How can you hold someone accountable who claims to have turned their lives over to God and has turned over a new leaf? Exactly, you can't. So it's the ultimate way that she can use to deceive you while appearing to be a good woman. And in most cases, this love and heat for the Lord are temporary or fleeting. Star scripper porn actress 3-0, and you would never know or be able to judge her because she now does protection under God. If she didn't grow up in the church, is a virgin, or has only dated a few men, do not proceed. I knew a girl who was hot for the Lord back in high school. This girl would hold Bible studies and try to convince young men to stop having sex with girls and turn over a new leaf. 3 years later, she will return back under the wings of the streets, and you will be the one left holding the back. I got a girl pregnant due to this, but fortunately for me, she miscarried. That is the Lord's favor on my end. You might be wondering why that raises a concern. They meant well. I literally just gave you one reason why you will get with her one way or another. This woman is dangerous because if she cheats, and all women cheat, whether physically or emotionally, she might surprise you by bringing home another man's child or an STD, if you want to take the chance. In addition, if you guys have sex every time you go rusky, it won't be long before you breed her. Our email is also in the description box below. Gentlemen, if you see these red flags, run away. Our PayPal and Cash App links are in the description box below if you want to donate to the channel.